So we're here in the Umpqua National Forest. We're in the North Umpqua Ranger District, and we're doing some targeted sampling today. Here at the Salem Soils Office, we've got 3 ongoing projects. We've got the Willamette National Forest, the Umpqua National Forest, and the Mount Hood National Forest. So we're here on the Umpqua, and this is a 2-year project. We'll be doing a Class 4, kind of Order 4 project. Close to a general soils map, but with a little bit more detail. This is all initial soil survey, so there's no SSURGO coverage here in this location. Some of the last remaining pieces of America that don't have soil survey coverage. So it's an honor to work on this project, and it's really fun. So yeah, it's kind of putting a puzzle together. In order for us to do the work that we do, we have to make sure that we abide by the archaeological clearances and the National Historic Preservation Act. So part of that entails that we have the archaeologists from the National Forest come out and be present with us for a selected number of our sampling locations in order to make sure that there's no cultural resources.
We have to identify, evaluate, and record anything that's found that's historic or prehistoric on the forest. The closest tribe is Cow Creek Band of Umpqua, but we consult with all the tribes within Western Oregon, the Grand Ronde, Siuslaw, and the Coos. This is how we look for artifacts when the NRCS folks are doing soil tests. This is the best way to find artifacts. We use an 1/8" screen because that's what the SHPO and the forest agreed upon was the 1/8" mesh. So this is what we use throughout the forest for any soil test we do. What I'm looking for is artifacts, anything that's 50 years or older, prehistoric or historic. We can find evidence of past logging activity, mining, fur trapping. That's part of the history of Western Oregon here, activities that occurred, and or Native American lithics, chipped stone tools, baskets, or any of the other organic materials would be long gone by now.
Since we have such a short time span to complete this massive project, we have to be very precise about where we dig our locations, where we dig our sites. When we go to a site, we collect pet-on observations and site observations. So part of the site observation is the vegetation. Here in the West, the vegetation really gives you a good clue of what the soils are doing. So we like to choose points that have pretty intact native vegetation. So this site here has a little bit of an old growth stand, and we've got good understory growth, and it's really representative for some of the plant associations that we commonly find on the forest. So being in an old growth stand, there's less potential for disturbance. So we'll see the natural soil body without it being disturbed or tilled or compacted by equipment. So this site is going to be a really great representative site for this component.
So at the Forest Service, our mission of the Forest Service is to sustain the health and productivity of the land, and soil is foundational to that. And so the more information that we can have to bring in and integrate into our planning is going to really benefit us. Not only do we have our mission that's going to help with our mission, but we also have soil standards and guidelines in our forest plan specific to the Umpqua that speaks to suitability of soils, erosion control, all these factors that we weigh in when we have different management projects. And so the information that the NRCS soil team is going to be gathering as far as texture and structure, soil depth, all of these things, it's going to help us feed into this information of the capabilities of some of these soils. So, feeding into erosion potential and water holding capacity. All of these things we need to factor in with our planning. And it will help us identify areas that are problematic and to be able to identify opportunities for soils as well. The data also will help us feed into plant associations. That's a huge one too, be able to tie in a soil type with the plant association for fuel reduction practices, meadow restorations, all these different projects that we want to do on the forest is really going to help that. And not only that, but we do in the post-fire environment, we do a lot of erosion modeling, and hydro modeling. So the more information and the more precise soil data that we can feed into those models is going to give us a better result. I just want to say thank you so much to our NRCS soil mappers. Their expertise is very valuable to us to bring on the forest. And big thank you to Dave, Anthony, and Brandy for being great to work with. And we're really excited to survey on the forest. So thank you.